Hello Doctor Who fans, I am Doctor Who Commentator here, once again to provide you my personal fan commentary of Doctor Who. You're here to listen to the world's worst commentator. Talk about an episode I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to talk about, I'll be honest. But as usual, the disclaimers before we start, I'm not affiliated with Doctor Who in any way, I don't make any money off this, and I don't know anyone affiliated with Doctor Who. Right, hopefully that's enough. So, now, let's move on to The Mummy on the Orient Express.
Start the clock.
So, naturally, we start with the countdown. Have a whole bit in real time.
Is there some sort of fancy dress thing on this evening?
I don't think so. Why do you ask?
That's
That
rich coming
fellow
from
over
you.
there, dressed as a mummy monster thing.
Who do you mean? Can't see him.
Mind you, are they supposed to be human?
You!
Actually, even then, it's still pretty much fancy dress.
Out of my gaming car. It's disgusting.
I'm sorry, madam. Which man?
Which man? I'll have your job. That
Sure.
man, right there, dressed as a monster.
Can't see you.
Mama, there isn't anyone there. Are you feeling
See, I'm a
okay?
bit intrigued, but
Dare lie to me, girl.
it's always exactly 66 seconds.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop him at once. Right now.
Mama, there's no one there. You're worrying me. Do you want one of your pills?
No.
At least you can see something.
Get it out.
And she's dead.
Oh, is there a doctor? Sorry, I need a doctor. Sorry, I don't know.
There's
She
one.
She just stopped.
Oh, what do you know? Orient Express in space. Right, now, I suppose it's also worth mentioning this is not the first Doctor Who to include one of Agatha Christie's works. The other Agatha Christie work is The Unicorn. Yeah, The Unicorn and the Wasp. I did see that episode. And according to this, The Robots of Death is also included. I am... Okay. This is what happens when you read a Wikipedia version of Doctor Who.
Your train awaits, my lady.
Now, Clara's here. So, the last
Wonderful.
episode and the trailer from last week are quite misleading, because it kind of looked like Clara wasn't going to be in it now.
The real wonderful is through here. There were many trains to take the name Orient Express, but only one. In space.
There were also many boats holding Titanic, and one was in space.
Completely faithful recreation of the original Orient Express,
We've-
except slightly bigger and in space.
And,
And the rails are actually
reinvented
hyperspace
version of
rails,
Queen.
but in every other respect,
oh, now that woman.
identical.
Apparently her name's Foxes, because I do somewhat remember
Most of the time.
the small media fuss on the Doctor Who sites. But they made such a huge fuss about that, and this is literally all she got.
You're doing it, Karen.
Doing what?
The smile.
Yeah, I'm smiling.
Yes, the sad smile.
It really wasn't much of an appearance, it wasn't really
Confusing.
worth
It's like two
mentioning.
emotions at once. It's like your mouth.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
I just thought that this would be a good one
To
too.
end it. Yeah. It is. It's a good choice. Good one to end up.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, I was only just paying attention. Good choice to end on. Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, she begs at the end, or it's gonna be safe.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you will be good enough to look from the windows on the right of the train, you'll be able to see the soaring majesty of the Magellan Black Hole.
Oh, I remember when this was all planets as far as the eye could see. I'm gone now. Gobbled up by that beast.
You're a Time Lord. You can see it
And then
again.
that smile again. I don't even know how you do that.
really thought I hated you, you know?
Well, thank God you kept that to yourself. There's this planet, Obsidian. Planet of perpetual darkness.
I did hate you. In fact, I hated you for weeks.
Good, fine. I'm glad that we cleared that up. There was also a planet that was made completely of shrubs.
I went to a concert once. I can't remember who it was. But do you know what the singer said?
Well, frankly, that would be an absolutely astonishing guess if I didn't know.
She said, hatred is too strong an emotion to waste on someone that you don't like.
Now, is that from a real person?
Well, people are really confused because I'm confused. What did everybody leave?
What's up? Look, what I'm trying to say is, I don't hate you. I can never hate you.
Well, that's
No,
kind.
I can't do this anymore, not the way you do it.
Can I talk about the planets now?
Yes. Go.
Yeah, we can talk about planets.
Constant acid rain. Had a lovely picnic there once, wearing a gas mask.
That's a lie. I'm sorry? That's a lie, what you said. Thedian IV was destroyed thousands of years ago, so you couldn't have been there.
Miss Pitt, are you sure you wouldn't
Ah,
rather
yes, I
rest
could.
in your room?
That man's a liar.
Perhaps you'd allow Mr. Carlyle here to escort you back.
It'll be all right, miss. Just come with me.
Sorry about that. I suppose it's understandable in the circumstances. I don't believe we've been introduced. Captain Quell.
I'm Clara. This is the doctor.
Ah, another one.
Sorry? Another what?
Well, we've got doctors and professors coming out of our ears on this trip. So, what are you a doctor of?
Now, there's a question that's never asked often enough. Let's say, intestinal parasites.
I'm beginning to think Miss Pitt is right about you.
Normally, he just says practically everything.
What's wrong with her? Did something happen?
You mean you really don't know?
Well, you can't have just
There's a
arrived.
lady and there's a mummy. I mean, can you not just get on a train? Did a wizard put a curse on you about mini rings?
It might be nothing. Old ladies die all the time. It's practically their job description.
And the monster?
Well, seen by no one except her, which suggests that it wasn't there. Dying brain, lack of oxygen, hallucinations. Anyway, people do just die sometimes. She was over 100 years old.
Says the 2,000-year-old man.
Clara, you actually sound as if you want this to be a thing. Do you?
No, look. Fine. You know, if you think that there is nothing to worry about, then that is fine by me.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Just to be fair, I'm talking about
Oh, last
whether they're
hurrah.
humans' names and stuff like that. Considering
Oh,
this is a
yeah, but I mean,
space
it's not like
train,
I'm never gonna see you
why
again.
isn't there a mixture of humans and aliens?
Is it?
Come on,
I thought that's
Rings
what
of
you wanted.
Akaten style. It may have been a terrible episode, but
No, well, I mean,
At
you
least
know,
it
you
had a
don't come
whole
over for
eclectic
dinner or
mix of
something,
alien
do you?
races.
Do you do that? Do you come round to people's houses for dinner?
Of course, why wouldn't I do that?
I don't know. I thought you might find it boring.
Is it boring?
No. To the last hurrah.
The last hurrah.
yeah, except it won't be, except maybe after Christmas.
It's nothing. Nothing. Definitely, sure. 99%. Sure. Really? 99%? That's quite high. Is that the figure you're sticking with?
Does he normally talk to himself like that?
Okay.
Can't remember many where he does.
75.
I suppose there was one episode with Tom Baker.
24%.
A train in space. Sounds pretty cool.
So what are you saying? Just because he's brought me somewhere cool, I shouldn't dump him?
Well, one, you can't dump him because he's not your boyfriend. Two, dumping him sounds a little scorched earth. You still basically get on. I think you should just enjoy your space train. At least it's not dangerous.
At least he's not jealous.
Yeah, it's pretty boring, really.
Because you know what this sounds like, don't you? No. Do tell me. A mummy that only the victim can see. I was being rhetorical. I know exactly what this sounds like.
He's met mummies before. One of those was Pyramids of Mars and they were robotic. think the papers were actually saying a reboot to Pyramids of Mars. They did that. They also did that with Rings of Action. Every time there's going to be a mummy, they're going to say it's a reboot to Pyramids of Mars, aren't they?
Beautiful bit of kit, isn't it, sir?
Yay, Frank
The
Skinner,
Excelsior Life Extender.
who is a big
It's
fan
like
of Doctor
driving around
Who.
in a portable hospital.
Now they just need David
Didn't do
Baddiel.
Mrs. Pitt much good, did it?
Got me there, sir. Certainly got me there. Maybe it malfunctioned.
Oh, I don't think so. The records show that the machine did everything it could to keep her alive.
Yeah. And almost drained the battery doing it.
What do you know?
It runs on a battery.
Well, I know that when I find a man fiddling with a chair that someone died in, it's best to play my cards close to my chest.
Really? Well, I know that when I find a man loitering near a chair that someone died in, I do just the same.
Perkins, chief engineer.
The doctor, Nosy Parker.
Pleased to meet you, Doctor. Of course, there's a rumour that someone or something else might be
So
responsible.
according to my mother, she was the one who was reading this. Frank Skinner was going on in papers about how Clara wasn't really doing
Hello?
much, and it was Frank Skinner's
Okay.
character who was the real hero. Really?
Hello? Excuse me?
It's not like Frank Skinner's character did nothing, but Perkins, that was it. It's not like Perkins did nothing,
Miss
but
Pitt,
he was very
is
valuable,
it?
but
You
hero
alright?
was a
You
bit of an
need some help?
exaggeration.
My name's Maisie. I'm not mad.
Oh, okay. I didn't say you were, but you've had a bad day. I think anybody could do with a little bit of help after a day like today.
Computer, open the door.
Call me, Gus. I'm afraid this door can only be opened by executive order.
Are you okay?
They won't let me see her body. They should let me see her body, shouldn't they?
Yeah, I should think so. It's in there, is it? Okay, I have a
You sure?
friend who's really good with locks. Do you want to come with me, see if we can find it? Or you could do that, because that works, too.
And I keep thinking, theoretically, I don't think it should. And naturally, the door closes behind him.
What's the most
I
interesting
can hardly
thing about
believe
the
that
Foretold?
destroying a locking mechanism will immediately make it unlocked.
You know, the Foretold, mythical mummy. Legend has it that if you see it, you're a dead man.
Yes, I know what it is. You see, I happen to be...
Emile Moorhouse, Professor of Alien Mythology. I'm the Doctor. Pleased to meet you. So, the most interesting thing about the Foretold? Go.
Well, it would have to be the time limit given before it kills you. I can't think of another myth where it's so specific. How does it go? The number of evil twice over, they that bear the foretold stare have 66 seconds to live.
No. Nice try. Very
Six,
accurate.
really? The
But
number
that's
of
not
you?
it. Try again.
Well, a cynical man might say that you're trying to pump me for information.
The myth of the Foretold first appeared over 5,000 years ago. In some stories, there is a riddle or secret word that is supposed to make it stop. Some characters try to bargain with it, offer riches, confess sins, all to no avail.
Well, you said in a little mythology.
If no one knew,
Because from time to time, it turns out to be true.
how on earth did they know there is work?
What's that? What? What is that? But that's the great appeal, isn't it? Earth legends are such dry, dusty affairs are always fiction. But up here, in the stars, anything's possible. That's why I chose this field, to be honest. Hoping one day I might meet a real monster.
Isn't that everyone's dream? But you still haven't
I do
answered
actually
my
like
What's the most interesting
the actions
thing
of
about
that
the
actor
Foretold?
playing the
Well,
mummy.
you can't run from
Playing
it,
the
that's
mummy.
for sure. There are
Really
accounts
good.
of people trying, but it never worked. No matter how far you run, it's always right there behind you.
Nothing there, sir, up there. Calm down.
Oh, here they go. Yep, almost.
What is going on? Open the door. Get it, open the door.
Oh, it's next to you now. Can I say, considering he is holding the knife, why doesn't he try and stab it?
give up. You tell me.
Mrs. Pitt, the old woman who died. She died of old age, nothing supernatural. No, that's my answer. Her death? No. The fact that you were here to witness it. Excuse me, Professor.
It was a heart attack. And if I hear anyone spreading rumors to the contrary, they'll be getting off at the next station, termination papers in hand. Are we clear?
Do you know what you're doing?
Nope. But I do need to be slightly more skilled than a high heel shoe.
There's not much you can do, is there?
Bad things on people.
Oh, yeah. All the time, everybody's
Wait, don't they have another high heel shoe?
She wasn't really my mum. She just made me call her that. She was my gran. Do you know why I wanted to see her body?
Because you loved her very much and were missing her?
No, you obviously never met her. No, I just felt really guilty. Like I'd been picturing her dying for years, like a daydream. Not really meaning it, at least I don't think I did. But now, it just feels like I made this happen.
Hey, listen. You didn't do anything wrong. They're difficult people. And they can make you feel all sorts of things. But you didn't do it. You didn't kill her. She just died.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, sarcophagus. Lovely. Well, a very futuristic looking sarcophagus, must be said.
This matter does not concern the passengers.
I'm not a passenger. I'm your worst nightmare.
A mystery shopper. Great.
Really? That's your worst? Okay, I'm a mystery shopper. I could do with an extra pillow, and I'm very disappointed with your breakfast bar and all of the dying.
This is not exactly within your job description.
Come on, Captain, where would we be if we all followed our job descriptions? Good question, glad you asked. In your case, you'd be doing something instead of climbing inside a bottle.
I have followed the procedure for accidental death to the letter.
Yes, I'm sure you have. I'm sure you do just enough of your job to avoid complaints.
You don't know anything about me.
Wounded in battle, honorable discharge. And this is just a guess.
Yeah.
I think
Learned
it
a
was
lot about you
fright
already.
out of you. You expected this to be a cushy desk job where you could put your head down until retirement. Well, I'm sorry. As of today, that dream is over.
There is no evidence of any attack or other
Yes,
party-
let's just sit around and wait for the evidence while the bodies pile up. Or here's a crazy thought. We could do something to stop it. Why am I even talking to you?
Passenger manifest, plan of the train, and a list of stops for the past 6 months.
Always useful, isn't he?
Quick work, Perkins. Maybe too quick.
Yes, sir. I'm obviously the mummy. Or perhaps I was already looking into this.
This doctor is your what exactly?
He's not my anything.
Oh, you mean you're just friends?
Yeah, of course we're just friends. Oh, not even friends, not anymore.
Well, that clearly isn't true.
No, it's true. It's very true.
You do seem to be here together.
Seriously, we're stuck in this carriage probably all night, and all we can talk about is some man.
Some man.
But not that kind of.
Childish.
Look, we knocked about together, we travelled, and now we're stopping. This is, I don't know, goodbye to the good times.
Yeah, except we know it isn't.
Well, the good times are all like this.
Now that you mention it.
No! Get it up!
66 seconds. Fits the myth. You see the lights flicker?
Yeah, the lights went in the kitchen as well, just before the chef saw it.
In all of the accounts, conventional weapons have no effect on the foretold. It's immortal, unstoppable.
Yeah, but the chef still didn't even try to use the knife
Can
properly.
we get a new expert?
He's the best you got.
Oh, he was wrong.
Yes, 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 he was.
And high-handed and thoughtless and arrogant. Broken beyond belief.
Exactly.
You got on a train with him.
I was saying goodbye. You can't end it on a slammed door.
Yes, you can. Anyone can do it. People do it all the time. Except, of course, when they can't. Oh, life would be so much simpler if you liked the right people. People you're supposed to like. But then I guess there'd be no fairy tales.
What's happening now? Naturally, he turns it into a telephone.
Time for breakfast. Knowing this train, it'll taste.
Doctor, please. I'm in trouble.
Can't even get that right, huh?
Doctor,
Bad food on trains is traditional.
Doctor, please, just look.
It's been another mummy murder. So our last.
Doc-
a bit more interesting.
I'm trapped.
What? Where are you?
Yeah, naturally doesn't listen properly.
Clara! Is that you?
Yes, yes. Hello. Can you hear us?
Computer, can you open the door, please?
Call me Garth. I'm afraid this door can only be opened by executive order.
Forget it. Now the stupid sonic
Screwdriver's not working.
What do you mean it's not working? Why?
I don't know, some sort of a...
suppression field, I would guess. And it has to be a guess because, as I say, the stupid sonic screwdriver's not working. What are you even
doing in there?
Well, I was looking for you, mister. Nothing to worry about.
What? Was I supposed to waken you up? Drag you out of bed?
Because I had a hunch. I thought you didn't want to do this anymore.
Look, please, can we just not do this now? I think
Well,
we
you had
might
a
be
point.
alone in here. There's a sarcophagus.
Is it in there?
I think we might just be about to find out. Turns out the sonic is working, just not on the door.
Oh. Naturally. 6 seconds again.
Clara, it's coming.
But not in there.
Doctor? Doctor, it's okay. It's full of bubble wrap.
But the lights.
Doctor, move away from the door.
My friend's inside.
Then they're in trouble too. I spoke to head office. There isn't a mystery shopper. You're not even on the passenger list.
Clara, I'm going to have to call you back.
It's always going to be a problem.
You know, I'm going to have to mark you down for this.
You are not a mystery shopper. For all I know, you're the one behind the killings.
Oh, come on, Captain. How many people have to die before you stop looking the other way?
You're back!
What do you think I'm doing, man?
Hard to tell.
Get up, man! That's an order! It turns out it's 3. The amount of people that had to die before I stopped looking the other way.
Thank you.
Same as the others.
Now he miraculously appears.
Ladies and gentlemen, could I have a moment of your time, please?
And now it's going to get interesting.
There's a monster on this train that can only be seen by those about to die. If you do see it, you will have exactly 66 seconds left in which to live. But that isn't even the strangest thing. Do you know what is? You. The passengers. Experts in alien biology, mythology, physics. If I was putting together
some
a
of
team
them.
to analyze this thing, I'd pick you. And I think somebody has. Someone of immense power and influence has orchestrated this whole trip. Someone who I have no doubt is listening to us right now.
You never know exactly who.
So what, you don't just
I know I'm spoiling here, but we never know exactly who's done
our
this.
orders?
I assume it's missing, but still.
They've stopped.
Very observant.
And the facade drops away because what use are a bunch of scientists without a lab?
Teleporter?
No. Hard light holograms. They were never really here. Fake passengers.
Which is a
to
bit
make
of a
up
reference to Red Dwarf,
That
actually.
is my desk guard.
Good morning, everyone.
Well, it
Around
wasn't.
the room, you will find a variety of scientific equipment. Your goal is to ascertain the foretold's true nature, probe for weaknesses with a view to capture, after which we will reverse engineer its abilities. Isn't this exciting?
You said capture, implying that you can't control this thing, and yet somehow you got it on board. How?
There is an artifact, an ancient scroll. I've highlighted it for your convenience. For reasons currently unknown, the foretold appears in the vicinity of this artifact.
And kills at regular intervals.
And maybe we should just throw this thing out in the airlock.
No, no!
Looks like they've thought of that.
What if we say no? Down tools. Refuse to work.
That is your choice, of course, but it would be very upsetting were you all to die at the hands of the foretold.
So hurry up before it kills you.
But even if they agree to this, how are they supposed to study a creature that they can't even see? We don't even know what the species is. Perkins, start the clock.
Approximately 1.8 meters tall.
Actually, seeing it in the flesh isn't nearly as rewarding as I thought it might be. Oh dear, heart cheese, but can you see details? Yes, yes, of course, of course. Oh, well, it just looks like, a man in bandages. What kind of bandages? Old, new? Old, ragged? Ragged, falling off in places. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Listen to me. You can see this thing. We can't. Tell us what you can see. Even the smallest detail might help us save the next one. The next one? You mean you can't save me? Well, that is implied, isn't it? Yes, this is probably the end for you. But make it count. Details, please.
Oh, he's dark now, isn't he?
Some of it
30 seconds.
Leathery, ancient looking. Peat bog preserved. Keep talking. Don't waste this chance. I want to bargain for my life. In some way, it says if you find the right word, if you make the right offer, then it lets you go. This is not a myth. This is real. Forget your
Yeah, but you don't know what it
Tell us
is.
what you can see.
Well,
This is
doesn't.
my life, my death. I'm going to fight for it how I want. I give you
10 seconds.
So, I confess all my sins. I give you all my worldly goods. Only, please, please, please.
Yep, that'll work.
0.
We apologize for any distress you may have just experienced. Grief counseling is available on request. On the bright side, I'm sure you've all collected a lot of data. Well done, everyone.
It's recording every death.
Of course it is. That's why we're here. To study our own demise.
Why on earth do they have
So let's
Perkins?
get to work. Come on, chop chop.
It's true, he's an engineer. That's only what they need.
Clara Oswald.
Okay, so first things first, the sarcophagus is actually a secure stasis unit.
Yes. It's where they want us to put the foretold if we capture it.
Well, that would have been good to know.
Sorry, a teeny bit busy around here. What else?
Please terminate your call and return to work.
How to paperwork.
Technically, he is working. How can you Gus be against that?
These are missing ships.
So we're not the first.
No.
Please terminate your call and return to work.
I got some progress reports. The Gloriana spent 3 days getting picked off by the foretold. All died. Performance marked as poor.
Warning, decompression imminent.
The Valiant Heart. 42 crew. 4 died. Performance promising.
Please terminate the call and return to work.
Oh, there are chefs there, so maybe there's a reason for an engineer then.
I think you should do as it says.
Perkins is basically being in the wrong place, wrong time.
Clara, I have to go.
I'm sorry. I know that must have been distressing for you. But if you are disobedient again, I will decompress another area containing less valuable passengers.
Less valuable passengers. How does it choose?
Well, I'm assuming qualifications.
No, not the computer. The foretold. How does it choose who to kill? We've assumed it's random. What if it's not? I want full histories on all the victims. Medical, social, personal.
Well done.
Don't mention it.
Can I say he's more scientifically observant of what he needs than Matt Smith's doctor was.
Their travel history, interests, health, it's all over the shop.
Health? Are you sure? Mrs. Pitt, the first victim.
Naturally.
She was over 100 years
They
old.
don't have paper anymore, they have
Frailest passenger
tablets.
on board.
No, but the next to go, the chef, was young and fit. It's random.
The chef was ill.
What?
Rare blood disorder. Not contagious, but we kept it quiet.
Because he worked with food. The next one, the guard.
He wasn't ill as such, but he did have synthetic lungs implanted last year.
Professor Morehouse. Seems he was physically fine, but suffering from, here we are, regular panic attacks after a car crash last year.
It's picking off the weakest first. Sensing the illness somehow. The fake organs. Even psychological issues. But this is good news, because it means we can work out who is next. I want the medical records of everybody alive who is still on board. If anyone's had as much as a cold, I want to know about it.
You really think you can sense psychological issues?
It seems so. Why?
When you said I'd lost the stomach for a fight, I wasn't wounded in battle as such, but my unit was bombed. I was a sole survivor. Not a scratch on me. But post-traumatic stress. Nightmares.
Yikes.
I still can't sleep without pills.
Which means that you are probably next. Which is good to know.
Well, not for me.
Well, of course not for you, because you're going to die. But I mean, for us, from a research point of view.
You know, for a doctor, your bedside manner.
He's not a doctor of medicine.
Oh, well, there goes our head start. Perkins, start the clock. What can you see?
Almost feels out of focus. Gives me a headache just looking at it.
Oh, no, that didn't work before.
What kind of soldier would I be, dying with bullets in my gun?
50 seconds.
Someone shut that man up!
He was being used.
For the record, it didn't even flinch.
Where is it now?
Approximately 20 feet in front of me and closing.
40 seconds.
Am I close?
Passing right through you, like a ghost.
It's not a hologram.
If you move, we'll follow.
You want me to move? Because I can certainly do that.
Keep looking at it, but back off quick as you like.
It's teleported away.
Not teleporting.
Behind me. 20 seconds.
I think this is it. Still suppose it's not a bad way to go. Blood pumping, enemy at the gates and all that. And thank you, Doctor, for waking me up. It's reaching for me. Hands on my head.
0.
Teleporter, that means tech. Then 66 seconds to do what? 66 seconds? That seems very, very specific. Too specific for organic. So what? More tech? What? More? A countdown clock? Something charging?
A man just died in front of us. Can we not just have a moment?
No. We can't do that. We can't mourn. People with guns to their heads, they cannot mourn. We do not have time to mourn. Everybody,
He is right, actually.
66 seconds to charge up or to change state. Anyone? Am I surrounded by idiots? If only I could see this thing.
Don't even joke about that.
I'm not joking about it. 1 minute with me, and this thing, it will be over.
You know, Doctor, I can't tell if you're a genius or just incredibly arrogant.
Well, on a good day, I'm both. Ancient tech. This thing has been around for centuries. How? Tech that keeps
Let
it
them bother
alive.
rapping.
Tech that drains energy from the living. Scanner. Deep tissue scan. He's been leached of almost all energy on a cellular level. The heart attack is just a side effect.
It's not just a mummy, it's a vampire. Metaphorically speaking.
But why take 66 seconds to drain us? Why not just pounce?
Phase. Moving energy out of phase. That takes about a minute, doesn't it?
That's why only the victims can see it. It takes them out of phase so it can drain their energy. You, sir, are a genius. This explains everything.
Takes them out of
Apart
phase.
from what it is and how it's doing it.
Yet everyone
Dr.
else can see
Gumbo,
the
but you're
peak.
a genius that explains
Person
everything
taking
but
it out of
Mark.
phase.
Doctor, I think we know the next victim.
Oh,
course. That makes perfect sense.
Look, she's had a bad day, that's all.
Clara, it doesn't care. Her bad day, her bereavement, her little breakdown puts her squarely in its crosshairs. She's next. Every simulation we've run confirms it.
Okay, but we're in here, and if we stay in here, that thing can't...
This thing can teleport. We need her here. Even the computer agrees.
Okay, so you can save her.
Sure.
Right?
Of course not. Why would you think that? This is another chance to observe it in action.
As it kills her.
Of course, as it kills her.
Yep.
If it happens in there, it'll be a waste. So bring
That's his bedside manner.
to us.
How? How? Exactly. She's never going to agree to this.
Well, I don't know. Lie to her. Tell her I can save her. Whatever it takes to get her here.
What's he saying?
Yeah, you can save you. Of course he's lying.
He says... He says he can save you.
I knew he could get us out of there. I told you, he's a good man.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Can't get
To
to
be
the
honest,
dollars.
I don't know how convinced I am by this trauma sense thing, but if the doctor says he can help me anyway, I mean, that has to be a good thing, doesn't it?
Well, she's annoying. Good thing they've not got Courtney either.
Hello again. I'm Maisie.
Good for you.
We passed the TARDIS on the way here. Thought about getting inside, hiding, pulling the levers and hoping for the best. But we couldn't even get in. There was a force field around it.
It's probably Gus trying to block our escape route.
But how does he even know what it is? Because if he knows what it is, then he knows what you are.
Well, he has tried to entice me here before. Free tickets, mysterious summons. He even phoned the TARDIS one time. You know how to do it.
By the way, that phoning the TARDIS one time, that's probably a reference to an episode called The Big Bang, where Did Save an Egyptian Goddess was loose on the Orient Express.
You lied to me again, and now you've made me lie. You've made me your accomplice.
What? Sorry. When did you lie? Clara?
Maisie, I am so sorry.
One last
Should we start the
chance.
clock? Not yet. Focus, focus, focus. All of that is your grief, your trauma, your resentment. Now, it's mine.
It's gone.
No, it's not for me, because now it thinks I'm you. Start the clock. Hello. I'm so pleased to finally see you.
He said
I'm
1
the
second
doctor
with
and I will
him.
be your victim this evening. Are you my mummy?
Are you my mummy? That's a reference to The Empty Child, for those who remember that episode years ago.
Magic words? Is there a way to stop you in your tracks? Oh, you really didn't like your gran, did you? Something visible under the bandages. By the way, you weren't being paranoid. She really did poison your pony. Markings like the ones on the scroll.
Poison your foot?
Sorry. A tattered piece of cloth attached to length of wood that you will kill for. 30 seconds. That doesn't sound like a scroll. That sounds like a flag. And if that sounds like a flag, if this is a flag, that means that you are a soldier. Wounded in a forgotten war thousands of years ago. But they've worked on you, haven't they, son? They've filled you full of kit. State-of-the-art phase camouflage, personal teleporter. 10 seconds. And all that tape inside you, it just won't let you die. Well, it won't let the war end. It just won't let you stop.
Is he a prototype bit?
We surrender! 0.
I can see it again. It's okay. I think we all can.
Do I start the clock? No. The clock has stopped. You're a relieved soldier.
Yet whoever Gus is associated with wanted to reverse engineer the technology.
Susie.
Listen, what is...
David, we're not out of the woods yet. Well, Gus, I think we solved your little puzzle. Ancient soldier being driven by malfunctioning tech.
Thank you so much for your efforts. They are greatly appreciated. Unfortunately, survivors of this exercise are not required.
Oh, well, there's a shocker.
Hair will now be removed from the entire tray. We hope you have enjoyed your journey on the Orient Express.
They are expendable.
I think you know way out.
My enemy's enemy is my friend, especially when he has a built-in teleporter.
Great, so use it.
A little more work.
Doctor.
A couple of minutes, max. I'll give you a shout.
That blew up the ship. Oh, towers are there, so they escaped. And now he's back in the costume we saw him in the first episode.
Weren't we just on a train?
They had that whole
Oh, that was ages
photo
ago.
op of him in that costume, and he's barely worn it.
And what?
Or rather, he's
And,
barely
we
worn it
got
exactly
off
like that. He's always changed his top.
Oh, well, the teleporter worked eventually. Beamed everyone into the TARDIS, no casualties, just a bevy of sleeping beauties. I tried hacking Gus from the TARDIS, find out who set this all up. I really didn't like that. Set off some fail-safe thing. Blew up the train.
Blew up the train?
Blew up the train. But we got away. I dropped everyone off at the nearest civilized planet, which happened to be here. You seemed happy asleep, so I just left you.
So you saved everyone.
You've got a time machine, you can drop them all off to their appropriate
I just saved
locations.
you, and I let everyone else suffocate.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is just my cover story.
So, when you lied to Maisie, when you made me lie
I
to
couldn't
Maisie,
risk
you...
Gus finding out my plan and stop him.
So you were pretending to be heartless?
Would you like to think that about me? Would that make it easier? I didn't know if I could save her. I couldn't save Quell, I couldn't save Moorhouse. There was a good chance that she'd die too. At which point, I would have just moved on to the next, and the next, until I beat it. Sometimes the only choices you have are bad ones, but you still have to choose.
Well, that's never good, is it?
It's quite a vehicle you have here, Doctor.
I bet he doesn't
Well,
understand how it works.
half of it.
Yeah.
Having said that, I did notice you got a couple of drive stacks need replacing.
Oh, you did you?
Yeah, should get someone in. And a job like that takes forever.
Really? Well, I suppose whoever I did get in might just be easier to have them stay on board for a while. I don't suppose you'd know of anyone.
No, sorry, Doctor, but I don't think I do. That job could change a man.
Yes, it does. Frequently. Well, I won't keep you. Goodbye, Perkins. Good to meet you.
You too, Doctor. And good luck.
Do you love it?
Love what?
I know it's scary and difficult, but do you love being the man making the impossible choice?
Why would I?
Because it's what you do. All day, every day.
It's my life.
Doesn't have to be. Is it like
Like what?
an addiction?
Well, you can't really tell if something's an addiction till you try and give it up.
And you never have.
Let me know how it goes.
Hey, Danny, how are you?
Fine. So, is it done?
Yep. Mission accomplished. This Listen, I can't talk now, but I'll see you soon.
I am certainly curious how that phone works. Calling through
I
time.
love you.
Oh! Oh yeah, sorry. Don't know what happened there.
Now, in what we're watching...
That is the...
You can't end it on a slump.
That's the first time that's happened to me. It seems to have cut out for no good reason. I'm trying very hard to get back to where I was. Maybe it didn't cut out for no good reason. Yes, this is looking quite worrying now. No? Alright, well, there were only 2 minutes left, so I'll turn it down. Okay, that's very embarrassing, but I can't do anything about that now that I've recorded what I recorded. I don't want to go through this again. So, anyway, you all know the ending. Clara decides to stay with the Doctor, and that's that. I have been Doctor Who commentator, and I hope you've enjoyed. Yeah, I'm using the iPlayer. I usually have a DVD for this, but I prefer to use the iPlayer because I've been Doctor Who commentator. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed watching this, so I've enjoyed making it. That is the weirdest thing to have ever happened to me.